Archery Talk. This is Lucas, and today I kind of wanted to offer my review, really, of a pair of quivers from Mathews Archery. These are the LowPro quivers. There's a LowPro detachable and a LowPro fixed, and there is literally there's very little actually to these items. They're so small, so sleek. They fit so tight to the riser. I've not had a chance to shoot any quivers that are similar to these before. I think there might be some others out there from other brands, but these ones fit perfectly with Mathews. They're designed to fit Mathews bows, specifically the new VX3s. They install so quickly and so easily. So maybe before we get into anything a little further, let's kind of look at how easily they install. We're going to start off with the fixed quiver because it was an absolute snap. Real quick, let's show you how to install the LowPro fixed 6-arrow quiver. Super easy. All right, this is just 2 screws. So let's think about doing the top one first. And I'm trying to do this, I'm kind of do this behind my normal view, so bear with me here. I can't see as well as I would like to. So that part goes in here. I just get my Allen key, put it on the screw.
And then we just lock in the top half.
And that's it. And now we'll do the bottom half. It's going to be exactly the same. So I'm just going to grab my Allen key and put it on the bottom here.
Oops. And screw that in as carefully as I can. There we go.
And that's basically it. I'm going to turn this around for you. So you can see we've installed this thing, in a minute or two, as easy as it can be. So now that we know how to install the fixed LowPro quiver, let's look at the detachable one. And it's actually probably a little simpler to install, but it runs a little bit different. So I'm going to show you that right now. Let's have a look. So the first thing we got to deal with are there's 2 kind of like mounting brackets that we've got to put on. So the top one will go in here, and there's only one way they can fit in, so that makes life very easy. There's the bottom one. Now I'm just going to screw them in real quick.
Bear with me as I do that. Alright, let's lock down tight so we do the bottom.
All right, now we've got our brackets installed. We just have to get our quiver mounted, and it's as easy as all this. And that's not going anywhere. So the bottom line here is that each of these quivers can be installed from scratch in a minute, minute and a half. Keep in mind I'm doing this on camera. I'm futzing a little bit with trying to get camera angles and all that. So it is as easy as it comes. And let's also maybe look at weight. These got carbon tubes and they're pretty lightweight. The detachable is the heavier of the two. It's got the mounting hardware is there's a little more to it, and got a longer carbon, but realistically it's still pretty light. This one came in on my scale at 9.4 ounces. Now I couldn't get this thing to sit exactly right on my scale, so I was kind of balancing it on my finger, so I don't know how accurate that's going to be. It might be an ounce off one way or the other. And then the detachable quiver was just 6.4 ounces, I think, 6.2 ounces, one of those two. It was just, again, shockingly light. And then another beauty of these things is just how tight they sit on the actual bow itself. So here, real quick, I'm just going to put the detachable one on because that's the mount I have on right now. Once it's locked in, you can just see it is very little between the bow and the actual quiver. That's because you don't have to worry about a big bulky sight block because the Mathews has this new sight system that can go right inside the actual riser, this kind of bridged riser here. This is a great system they have with Excel Archery, and it works well. And I'll do a review on this one a little bit later on, but it just allows very little room for anything else to go in there, so it works great for this sight. But it's as low profile as it gets. I'm going to take this thing out of there again. And bottom line is they're light, they're low profile, and they're as quality as any quiver I've ever seen in my life. I don't know which one I actually prefer I think part of me likes the fixed one just because it's small, it's lighter, and again, it fits in my bow bag with the bow with the quiver on, with arrows on it, the whole nine, without any issues whatsoever. But if you want the ability to, you don't like to shoot with a quiver on, you can just pop this thing off, hang it on the tree while you're shooting or wherever you're going to be, and you can go with the detachable. It's kind of really up to you, but the fixed one seems to be my preference so far, just because it's a little bit lighter. I'm trying to think. The only real negatives I'm seeing with these is they're kind of expensive for a quiver. The detachable one comes in with like an Msrp of around $250 US, and the fixed one comes in at $200 on the button. I think $199.95 or whatever it's going to be. That's not a small amount of money. But I guess you have to think about it is that they're designed for Mathews bows specifically for this purpose. There's some engineering that's going on involved in these things, so there's going to be costs associated with that. It's up to you whether or not that's worth it for you. There's other quivers that you can fit on a Mathews bow if you need to, mounting onto like a typical sight mount or anything like that. But if you want this LowPro system, that's the ticket. That's the price of admission. Another thing to consider, the difference between the two is that the fixed one has 6 arrow quiver actually. So we got 5 up front and 1 off to the side. Whereas the detachable one is just a 5 arrow quiver. So we've got 4 up front and then 1 off to the side. This 1 off to the side is actually probably that'd be the one I would most likely get, I'm guessing, if I was in the woods. Just you need to get that second shot real quick or whatever you're going to do. But realistically, they're both great. I would happily recommend any of these if you happen to own one of the new Mathews VX3 bows. These LowPro quivers are a great addition to your arsenal. Again, I understand the cost is a detriment, and that's totally understandable. Your regular quiver will fit just fine if you use just a regular sight and all that with a regular typical sight mount, no problem whatsoever. But if you want the ones that kind of fit in right with the bow itself, this is the way to go. Anyway, Archery Talk, thanks so much for watching. Please do like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you again soon.